Hi everybody, this is Mama Sue, and have I got an earring for you today. This is what we're going to be making today. This beautiful dangle earring. Look how sparkly it is. And this is very simple to make. So let's get started here on what we're going to need. We're going to need 5 of these crystals, 1 big bead of your choice. We're going to need 6 little black seed beads. These are the bigger seed beads. Oh, no, 6. We're going to need 7 of those because we need one for that little dangly in the middle. Then we're going to need 3 little seed beads out of the black. And then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 19 of these copper colored or gold or whatever color you decide to go with. And then we're also going to need 1 ring. Well, we'll need 2 rings because we're making two earrings, but one of them's already made, so we'll need 1 for this. And then we need an earring wire, and we need a wire measuring. Let me measure this real quick. This is just a plain wire. Any kind will do because this is not going in your ear. Okay, this measures 6.5 inches here. I don't think you'll need that much, but just so that we have it, it's nice to have a little extra that we can cut off. Okay, let's get started here. Here's our supplies. And we're going to start by making a curl on the end. If you'll see, I've got curls right on the inside here of the wire before I start putting beads on so that you don't lose your beads. Now we're making it go sideways. Let me get that turned here. Turn, turn. Now it's touching the other side. Now it's touching the other side, you see? So I want to put my pliers in here a little close to the edge and turn the other way, just so that I have like a little loop instead. See there? I do want that loop closed. See? That's how we want it. That's not a hard thing to do, but I want it sideways also so that you can catch, when you're all done beading all these things, you can catch the loop with your little, on this little black loop so that it'll hook on there and go in the right direction. Okay, we're going to start with first we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, well, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is what you'll do if you're copying an earring also. You're going to count each piece as you go. So this is a good way for you to learn how to do this kind of stuff, you know, is somebody showing you what they do. And that's basically what I'm doing. So I'm going to put 10 on here because I counted 10 there. 1, 2. I'd know these things a lot quicker too if I did them right away when I made them up. But I didn't. I made this up a while back, but never got time to put it on for you, so that's why I'm having to count things up. You want to make sure your beads are similar in size also when you put them on. So just kind of measure when you're using seed beads. Seed beads are different sizes. So you got to kind of, sometimes you're going to use one less seed bead because the sizes are off. Now if I can keep them on there while I'm going here. There we go. Now they're going on. Now what I'm going to do is put a few on here. Then I'm going to measure it by putting it up against the one I already have made. Now I've got like if I can put one big one or two small ones. I think I'm going to go with a big one and see what we got here. Now I'm going to put that up against it and see if its size is about right. It seems like it's about the same size. It's pretty close. But I think I would still be better with two small ones than this one big one. So I'm going to go ahead and put two big ones on. I mean two regular ones. Now how many did I put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 10. Now put it up against it. Now you always have to do this with seed beads or you're going to have one earring bigger than the other. Now this is just slightly bigger, but it's not too bad, so that'll work good. Now the next bead we use is one of the little black ones. So we're going to get one of those black seed beads on here now. And then we're going to go with one of our crystals. After the crystals, another black bead, seed bead, and then another crystal. After the crystal is one more seed bead, and then we got this beautiful, see, it's one more seed bead right there, and then we've got this beautiful brownish purple looking bead that looks really nice. So I'm going to go with seed bead, and then I'm going to put that pretty one on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish what I did here. I'm going to do on the other side. Then when I need to measure again, I'm going to have to do it as I'm putting these on to make sure I'm getting the right size, because of the difference in sizes on these. Okay, so we go with a black seed bead and a crystal. Oops. A seed bead and a crystal. And one more black seed bead. Oh, that's looking very nice. We've done a good job there. Looks good. Okay, now we're going to start counting the copper ones onto the wire, or whichever you choose, whichever color you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are easier to put on if they're in your hand. Now I'm not counting these, so I better check and see what I got on here. Oh, looks like we've got a ways to go. As I told you, it's not real important to count until you get close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 there. Ew. Okay, let me see if it's pretty close on this other side. Put them up to, oops, I want you to see this too, if I can get that up there right. Now this one, now see how 10 on 1, 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now 1 on this side has 9, and this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this one has 10. See the difference there? Now these are the same size, but one has 10 and one has 9 because of the difference in the size of the beads. That's why I want you to be real aware of that. Now I'm going to put this up to this and see if this is close. This is pretty close. It's pretty close in size if you notice. Now I'm going to put my circle on this other side. Now I want to cut that down to about a quarter, right about there. To about a 1/4 inch or so, because that's about how big I make my circles. Hold on to that wire so it doesn't fly all over. That's still not small enough there. Cut a little more off. And as I said, don't let that wire go out. It will be in your feet. Or your grandchildren. You don't want that. Okay, now you're going to grab a hold of that and start... Wait. I'm going to make sure I'm going in the same direction as the other side. No, I'm going to want to go the other way. See, because I want this wire went around this way, turned this way, and I want this one going in the same direction. It just looks more uniform when you're done. You don't think it's going to make a big difference, but it kind of does. When you're getting that last wire on, it kind of makes a difference. Okay, now I'm going to pull it back this way just a little bit. Now look at there. Now you got this big old U here. Now you're going to just bend those up a little bit. Now let's check next to our other necklace. See what we got here. Now I'm going to pull this up together. I'll spin these down a little because we're trying to match the other earring. So we're just going to bend this down a little bit just so it matches a little bit better. See how close we're getting in size? We're getting closer. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this ring here and put this, we're going to put this ring on. Now these rings are kind of fun. They're, a lot of people don't like to use them. I like to use them because they stay on. And they're made like a keychain. They've got all these little places. They just, you have to put it on one area and roll it and roll, pull it and pull it until it goes around and snaps on at the other side. Let me show you how that's done. Now, when you go to use these, if you take your fingernail and go across the wire, you'll hit right where the opening is. Your fingernail will stop right where the opening is. See how you can see where it stops? When I bring my fingernail up there, see where it stopped? That's where an opening is. So you're going to grab one side, pull straight out, and twist. And it opens up very nicely for you. Then you're going to put it on one side of the ring, hang on to this, and hook it onto the other side. And then just start twisting until you hear 2 clicks. Listen for the click. There's one. There's the other. Now you got the 2 clicks there. Now we want to look at these. One seems like it's just a little bit bigger. Now, if it seems like it's a little bit bigger, it's not going to be a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to pull one of these beads off. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it easy. The bead is a glass bead. So what I did is I squashed it. Now I'm going to take my little thing here and I'm going to turn it a little more. And then bring it out. And I'll cut off that excess wire there. Let me cut off that excess wire. If I can get a hold of it. Okay, there it is. Let me squash that down. You can always break one of those beads off if it's too big. That's why it's not a big deal with this earring. It's because you can always fix the size by squashing a bead if one side's too big. I made this a little big so that you could see the difference when I got busy and did this. Okay, let's see if those are about right now. Let's put this up to this. And we are still a little bit big. So I'm going to break off one more bead. You get it, put your hand over the whole thing so you can catch any of the glass that goes. Now, I am going to cut a little bit off. This is to resize. I'm going to cut a little bit off right here. Well, normally I hang on to that wire. but I didn't do the right thing this time. Then I'm going to grab a hold of it and twist it until it touches the other side of the wire. Now, let's see if that fits now. It looks like it's the right size now. Let's put it up against this one. And we are in pretty good shape now. I need to tighten the circles just a little bit, though. These circles need to be tightened. So to tighten those, I'm going to grab a hold of this, and I'm just going to twist it. That's good on that side. Now I want to get this other side. I'm putting my pliers back up in there and turning it. And turn it out a little bit. Because I'm just trying to, because some of the wire was showing. I didn't want any of that wire to show. But I'm showing you that on these seed beads, you have to watch the seed beads because even though you might get the right count, they're different sizes. I mean, look at the difference in this one and this one. This is the difference you're seeing. That's a big difference between a bead. I mean, they look great, but you just have to know that you have to be flexible when you're using those kind of beads. And on these earrings, you can be flexible. Now, let me get a hold of these because I want to show you the same size now. See there, now we've got them the same size, if you can tell. They don't have the same amount of beads on either side, but now they're the same size. So these are going to work out very nicely. Now you need to learn how to make that little dangly that's in the center. That little dangly. You can use them without it, which they look beautiful without it. But I think it just gives it a little more glamour with that little bead in there. So what we're going to do is we take one of these wires that, see, this is one that has a little nail on the tip of it. See that little nail tip? And we're going to start by putting on one of these glass beads. Isn't that beautiful? I just love these ones. And then we're going to put a black seed bead, but we're going to try to find one that's the same size as this one because we can't change that one out. There's only one there. So let me see if this will be about the same size. That's pretty close. Excuse me. No, let's go a little bit smaller than that. How about that? That is very close. And then we need one more. We need one of the gold ones. I already made one the right size to go because I matched my beads when I got ready to make them. And that's your best bet, to match your beads before you make it. But I just want you to see how to do it. Now this one's a little bit bigger. It's not going to make that much difference. If it's that's not that much bigger. And then you need 3 of the little black seed beads, which I'm putting on right now. Now, if you look at those together, well, I'm not showing you very well, but I'll get it up there. Now, these are pretty close. I've got another one that's even closer, but that's what you got right there. You've got a crystal, a large seed bead, and then a large golden or bronze colored seed bead, and then you've got the 3 small seed beads. Now on this one, what I did was a little different than what I did when I was closing these off. I took a hold of the tip and I bent it one way, like toward you. See, there's how it's bent, sideways. Then I moved my pliers to the top, like this. Then I took this and I went over the top. And then I moved it just a little bit so that I could get all the way around. Now at this point is when you would want to measure to see if you got your circles right. On a good day, you're going to want to make these at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up to this one and see where it is with this one. I'll use this one as my reference. Oop. If I lay that one down on my hand and I put this one up here, you're going to see that it's a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do, and this is the easy way to do it, is I'm going to stick my pliers back in that hole, and I'm just going to twist it a little bit more with that wire there. And then pull my wire down a little bit. Now I'm going to put it back up there again and see if I got the right size. How's that? That's a much better size now. So now I am going to get a hold right on the circle. See that circle there? I am going to put my pliers right over that circle right there. And I'm going to take this little wire here and I'm going to start wrapping it around and around. I wrapped it on this one. I wrapped it 2 or 3 times. Something like that. So I hold on to my beads because my beads kind of brace what I'm doing. And then I just start turning until the beads stop. Until I get right to the top of that bead. Now there you go. I'm there. Then I even this out by bending it a little bit. Like that. Now I take my cutters and I cut off that little bit of leftover. I don't want to make it too tight because you can break your seed beads by trying to make it too tight. Now I'm going to hold on to just that tip and I'm going to grab my flat nose and I'm going to squish that little piece in that's hanging over. See that little tidbit there? I want to squash that down so it doesn't catch on clothing or hair. And I got to make sure that I'm not going to squash one of my seed beads. Because those seed beads are glass and they will break like the ones that we took off of our necklace to make them the same size. Now there you go. Now let me put these together so you can see that they're very close to the same size. Well, it's kind of hard to show you, but there you go. Which one did I make to go with this? I don't know which one I made to go with it, but I'm going to just stick it together here. See how close those are? Now this one's ready to go on the other earring. So I'm going to put it right on the same chain, but I got to make sure it hooks from the middle. So I'm going to open this. Wait, let me turn this around till I find the opening. I'm turning this to find the opening. Where's the Now there's the opening right there. I can feel it against my finger now. So I'm going to pull that open right there. I pull out and down, out, down. Now it's open. See how it's open there? Hope you can see that. See how it's open? Now I can slip my little dangle right on there. See the little place right there where I can stick my dangle on? Now I'm going to stick my dangle on there. I'm going to let go. And I'm just going to start turning this until I hear a snap. I'm just going to keep turning. Oh, I heard a little snap. And there it went on. See there? Look how cute that is. These are adorable, and they're pretty easy to make because, I mean, all you got to do is make sure you cover it up good, crack one of those beads if you have too many. You don't really have to count. It's more measuring on these kind of beads. Just to be safe, make sure you measure. Because it does make a difference when you put them on your ears because you're gonna see a difference. Okay, let me grab a earring wire. I noticed I don't have one down here, but I have them here. At least today I was ready and I had them close by. Now on these earring wires, they always open at the bottom. So what you're going to want to do is grab a hold of that bottom and twist up or down, whichever you like. I like to twist up. Then these don't have a front or a back, so I'm just going to stick that right on there. And then I'm going to close it up. When you close it up, you grab a hold of the wire and you snug it against the wire where it was before, and just make sure it's flat. And there you go. You've got a beautiful earring. Now, if they look a little different, all you got to do is squeeze them to make them the same shape. But these are pretty close. So we're in good shape that way. Let me just stick it against. Let me see if I can pull those out and show. Well, I'm having a hard time showing you, but pull those apart. There you go. Gorgeous earrings. You're ready for tonight. Hey, it's funny how you don't realize you can make things to match your clothing. Whatever you decide to wear, you can make these beautiful things. You can make them without the dangles. If you want them more casual, make them without the dangles. You know, if you want to add a dangle, there you go. Or you can even leave that dangle. You can make the dangle and keep it in your jewelry box. Use that as an earring as it is by sticking it on a wire hoop. Like, let me grab a wire hoop. I want to show you. Let me grab a black one. Here's a black one. I'm going to open that back up like I told you before. Just open it up right there. Stick this right on there. Close it. And there you have another cute little earring. Now that's an adorable little earring. What you can do is you can make yourself 2 pairs of earrings. One like this and one like this. And then when you want to, you can always switch out and put the dangle in the middle if you want to. If you're dressing up or something. And then you have 2 separate earrings you can be wearing. Or you can put one up in your second hole, if you have a second hole, and have it dangled down toward your first earring hole, which really looks nice on your ears too. Okay, well that's what I've got for you today. And you have fun crafting, and God bless you. Thanks for stopping by.